Yeah, sure, sure.
Okay. Uh, can you explain me polymorphism?
Yes, yes. So polymorphism is like one of the key OOPS concepts in Java. Like poly means many, morphism means many forms. So if you're defining one method in class with the same name, with the different argument or different parameter and different data type, return type, then it is called polymorphism. Uh, it is of two type. The polymorphism that I explain is compile type polymorphism that is called method
Okay.
overloading. So in a
Okay.
same class, you are defining same method with a different parameters. It is method overloading, and in a different class, you are overriding the method with the same name and same parameter. Then it is method overriding, and it is also called as runtime polymorphism because uh, at the at the runtime it will decide like, okay, what implementation it has to in that. So yeah,
Okay.
polymorphism is this is the
Fine.
concept of
Fine.
polymorphism.
So, can we override a static method in Java?
Override a static method? No, no, we cannot override a static method
Okay.
because
So,
Mhm. Yeah, sorry.
can we have the same static class?
How to?
Can we have
Mhm.
same static method in parent and child class?
Yes.
Okay. Fine.
Yes, I mean
Okay.
static methods are class property, so we can
Yeah.
anyway call the static method by the class name. It's not an object property, and this is the reason why we cannot override the static methods.
Fine. Okay. Consider there is a string
Mm-hmm.
s1 equals
Mm-hmm.
new string
Hello,
of Dhirendra.
Tarun,
Hello.
can you come up
I
again?
think you have some. Yeah. I think you have some internet problem. Sometimes it's getting.
Just give me a moment. Just give me a moment. I'll
Yeah.
let to
Fine.
check. I'm just trying to connect with a different network. Just give me a moment. Hello, am I audible? Hello, hello, am I
Hello.
audible?
Yeah, you're audible.
Yeah, yeah. Now
Yeah.
I'm connected to the different network, so now I think
Okay.
there is no problem. Sorry for that.
Okay. Fine. Yeah. Fine. Okay. Consider there is string s1 equals
Hmm.
new string of Dhirendra.
Correct.
Okay.
Hmm.
String s2 equals new
Hmm.
string of Dhirendra.
Okay.
So now if I compare s1 double equals s2,
Hmm.
what it will return?
It will return false. So double equals
False. Okay.
basically compare the reference of the object, and since you have
Okay.
created with a new keyword, so it will
Okay.
create a new object in the heap area. So that's why it will return false.
Okay. Fine. Cool. So suppose consider there is one class. Okay.
Hmm.
I want to make it as immutable.
Okay.
So how can I design an immutable class in that case?
Okay. So like immutable is basically you need to declare class as final, so other classes cannot extend it further, and then you have to declare all the variables as a final, so it will be initialized only once, and
Okay.
mm, all the fields that are objects or uh, uh, for the other classes, right? Then
Okay.
also we need to I would say we need to initialize those ones. So for that we need to what we need to do copy mutable. And yeah, so one more criteria, we need not to define setters for that class. Only getters methods are allowed, and in getters
Okay.
also we need to return the copy of the objects, not the original copy. That is also required.
Yeah, you mean the deep copy?
Yes, yes, correct.
Okay. Okay.
I think yeah,
So
these are the steps I can recall right now.
yeah,
But
yeah,
maybe I'm
that's
missing
that
some
should be
some
fine.
steps. Yeah.
Okay, fine. So have you worked on multi-threading?
Yes, yes. I've also worked on it.
Okay. Can you explain what is wait and sleep?
Okay. So wait and sleep are actually you. These are the two methods which used to, pause the state of the thread. So sleep is the method of thread class, but wait is the method of object class. So wait we will call on object, and the difference between two is like sleep. In sleep we define the time. So for how much time
Okay.
it will sleep, the thread will sleep for the specified amount of time. You define the time in nanosecond or maybe millisecond, and then for
Okay.
that amount of time thread will sleep. I mean thread will be in positive, but it will not release the lock. Okay,
Okay.
lock from the object.
Okay.
But in the wait it will release the lock, and then it will wait for the specified amount of time. And then if some other threads are calling notify or notify all methods, then it will again take the responsibility of the execution.
Okay.
So
Fine.
for the wait, yeah.
So have you used executor service anytime?
Uh, in my, I mean, whatever I used to do, I have never worked it, but I know like executor service is like for implement this multi-threading in a better way only. So we can define the thread pools by using
Okay.
executor service. So fixed thread pool, cached thread pool, uh, you know so we can define the number of threads we want to use. So if we define 10
Okay.
threads, then we can define whatever task. If there are 1,000 tasks, so 10 threads will do the all the task uh,
Okay.
one by one. So yeah, this is
Okay.
the like,
Fine. Fine. So coming to the collections,
Mhm.
you are familiar with the hash map.
Yes, yes, yes. So array list,
Okay.
hash map, these, I mean these
Okay.
collections I
Linked
used to.
list.
Yes, linked list also.
Linked list reset. Okay. Fine. So okay, coming to the hash map, can we have the duplicate keys in hash map?
No, we cannot have duplicate keys. We can have duplicate values,
Okay.
but not the keys.
Okay. Okay. Can two key have the same hash code?
Two key have the same hash code. Yes, it is possible. If we do not
So
override the hash code method properly, it is possible that two key
okay.
have the same hash code. It will result into hash collisions, hash code collision.
Yeah. In case of hash code collision,
Mhm.
how internally the data is stored and fetched from the hash map?
Okay. So suppose if hash code is same, then it will go for the equal. I mean, it will use the equals method. If content is also same,
Okay.
then it will place the data uh, into the adjacent linked list. So it will internally use linked list for the same node.
Okay.
If everything's same, then
Okay.
it will use linked list. But yeah, in Java we have improvement in hash map also. So
Mhm.
now it will use a balance tree after a specified threshold for the
Exactly.
performance
Exactly.
issues.
Fine.
Yeah,
Okay. So, what is the advantage of concurrent hash map? Like, why it was introduced?
concurrent hash map. So yeah, as we
Yes.
know, hash map is not synchronized.
Yes.
So concurrent hash map will give you the capability of synchronization. It is also thread safe, and it will only lock the I mean the certain portion it will block for the execution. So performance issue uh, is also improved in this concurrent hash map
Okay.
whenever there is a concurrency issue. So you have
Fine.
that's why it is called thread safe. Oh, sorry, not thread safe. Uh, Fail safe iterators.
Fine. Okay. Which all design patterns you have used in your projects?
In Java, there are many design patterns. Singleton is very popular, but
Yeah.
apart from Singleton, I have used builder design patterns, and facade I have used.
Okay.
And then we have factory design patterns. So I'm familiar with these
Okay.
design patterns.
Fine. Coming to factory design pattern,
Mhm.
like in which scenario in your project you used a factory design pattern? What was the requirement?
Okay, so there is my application connect to the different databases. So basically,
Okay.
to connect those databases, we have different database connection strings and
Okay.
different database collection. So based on the input, which so suppose we are having requirement to fetch the report from a specific database. So based on the type of input, we will actually use that factory class and factory class.
Okay.
So yeah, in that way we use factory design pattern to implement this.
Fine. So if I want to design a singleton class,
Mhm.
so what are the rules I need to follow?
To design a singleton class. Okay.
Yes.
So singleton is like to provide a single instance only. We will not create a multiple instance for a single class. For that,
Yes.
we have to define a variable, a private and static variable of that class only. So
Okay.
suppose name as instance. Then we will define a private constructor, and we will define a method which will return that instance of that you have created private. So public method will return the instance. Before returning it, it will check if it is not created or if the
Okay.
instance is null. Then only it will create a new instance and it will return. So it will ensure that no duplicate instance or no multiple instance are getting returned. So it is called double checking, null checking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fine.
So for that we can use synchronize keyword before the method, and then we can achieve this singleton
Okay.
creation of.
So this method,
Mhm.
is that the normal method? Whichever the method you are told to initialize and to return the object.
Normal method, it's
Or like, can we initialize a static variable inside that method?
yes.
I think it should be a static method, right?
Yes, right. Sorry, yeah, I forgot to mention like only
Okay.
because if you are not having a static method, then it will create a
Yeah,
new
you
object
cannot
every
create an
time.
object.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Sure.
exactly. Yeah, that is fine. Okay, coming to the like, can we break the singleton class, design pattern class?
Yes. So I mean, the reflection APIs we
Okay,
can use to break this, but I will never
and
try to do this. And
yeah, fine.
yeah, I
Okay,
mean, for
any
that
other
we
way?
can use enums also. There are thread
Yes.
safe, but yeah, I never like try to see like
Okay. Yeah.
how. So that's why
Yeah. Okay. So another way, anyway, any other way?
to break singleton.
Yeah.
No, I cannot recall right now.
Okay. And do you know about synchronization?
Yeah, synchronization. I mean, if
Sorry, sorry,
multiple.
sorry, sorry, sorry. Serialization.
Yes, serialization.
Serialization.
Yeah, when if you are serialization is saving a state into the file,
Okay.
into the file. So when you are
Okay.
converting this state of object to some other platform, then we use this serialization.
Okay. Fine. In case of serialization also, like, once we create an object, singleton class object,
Mm-hmm.
so if we serialize and store it in a file, and
Yes,
again
yes,
if we
yes.
deserialize back, so we'll
Got
have
it.
a different object.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got you. Yeah,
Okay.
this is also one of the way. I forget that.
Yeah, fine, fine. Okay. So coming to the Java 8,
Mm-hmm.
can you name some of the Java 8 features?
Yeah, sure. So like Java 8 has many improvements. I will talk about functional interfaces. So Java 8 introduced
Okay,
functional interfaces in which we can use lambdas to enable the
okay,
functional programming. So Java used to be object oriented programming. Actually, it is object oriented programming, but now you can write some functional logic also in your class. Just write implementation directly and name it as a lambda and pass that lambda whenever it is required. So you are passing action itself into the method instead of the class which has implementation somewhere, right? So
yes,
yeah,
yes,
this is the biggest advantage. And apart from that, it has streams APIs to work on the bulk data set. So it has a
okay,
performance when date time API has improved. And for the collection, I remember they have comparator interface. So earlier comparator
Yes.
interface has only two methods, like compare and that equals method. Now it has
Yes.
17 to 18 static methods. So you can define many sorting criteria in just a single line using this stream API and method references. So comparator
Ah,
dot comparing, define the method reference on what criteria you are trying to sort the object, and then compare the second criteria you want to sort the object. So
okay.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. Consider there is a employee class,
Mm-hmm.
okay,
Mm-hmm.
which has ID, name, and age.
Okay.
So now I have list of employees.
Okay.
From this list of employees, I want to get the employee names
Mm-hmm.
whose age is more than 30.
Employee name whose age is more than 30. Okay.
Yeah. Can you tell me the Stream API functions for the same, like
So
code?
you want only names, not the complete age name, just names, right?
Uh, yeah, like what all we can
Okay.
use in the Stream API to do that.
Okay. So so you have an employee list. So what I will do, I
Yes.
will convert into the stream, and then I will use
Okay.
filter, the intermediate method filter. So I will tell you
Okay.
the code. It's employee
Okay.
list dot stream dot filter, and in filter I will
Okay.
define the boolean condition based on the age.
Okay.
So suppose t dot age is less than 30. So less than 30 you are required, right? Or more than 30.
More than 30.
So yeah, we can define this boolean condition in that filter method, and then we will map that the list of, I mean, we will get a stream, and then we will use map method. We will map, in
Okay.
map we will collect only the names. So map,
Yes.
we will names, and then we can using collect method we can convert this into the list.
Okay. Fine. Cool. Okay. You are familiar with Hibernate?
I mean, currently we are using Spring Data JPA to develop the REST APIs. So yeah, it is
Okay.
also it is built on top of Hibernate only. So
Yes.
yeah, I
Yes.
have some idea of Hibernate.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
You know about composite key?
Composite key. I mean, you are talking about like if there are two columns which are generating the primary key.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Composite
this is
primary
called a
key
composite.
kind of
In
thing.
SQL,
Yeah.
in the database side, I know, but never
Okay.
implemented on the Java side. We can do this on Java
Okay.
side.
Okay. Okay. So you have never designed any entity class for this kind of requirement.
Yes, yes. For the composite key, I've never designed.
Okay. Fine. Okay. Cool. Huh. So you know about lazy loading and eager loading?
Yes, yes. So like I explained like about singleton class. So there are two ways we can design the singleton class, lazy loading and eager loading. So
Yeah.
if we are
Yes.
initializing that instance while declaring it, so it's uh, eager loading. So whenever whenever class will load, it will generate a new instance, and then based on that we will return. Lazy loading is initializing whenever it is required.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is, I mean, lazy loading.
Fine. Okay. So you know about the basics of SQL as well, right?
Yes.
Okay. Can you explain me left join?
Left join.
Yes.
Okay. So if you are I mean, if you are joining the tables using left join, so the table which is declared in the right side, sorry, in the left side,
Okay.
we will have all the data from the left table, and we will have the matching data from the right table.
Okay. Inner join?
Inner join will have uh, uh, the data which is available in the both the tables. So common data we will be having using inner join.
Okay. So can you tell me the syntax for any one of this?
For any join.
Yeah, any join,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
left
yeah,
join or inner join.
yeah, sure, sure, sure. So you are, if you are trying to join two tables, then
Okay.
we will write a query like this: select. So there are two
Mhm.
tables, table A and table B. Okay.
Okay.
So I will write down the query: select table A dot column. I mean the
Okay.
columns which I require from
Fine,
table
fine.
A, and then
Okay.
comma table B, list of the columns which I require from the table B. Then
Okay.
from table
Okay.
A, inner join table B on table A dot ID equal to table B dot ID, and ID
Okay.
represent the column which is common to the both the tables. And if
Okay.
you are using
Okay.
left join, simply we can replace inner join with the left join. The condition
Right.
is same. Yeah.
Fine. Fine. Okay. Coming to the Spring,
Mhm.
can you name some of the Spring Bean scopes?
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, the default scope is singleton, and then we have
Yes.
prototype, then we have session
Okay.
scope, request scope. We have
Okay. What is prototype scope? What it will do?
prototype is used when you want to create an instance I mean different instance for different. Uh, mm, I mean, a singleton will create only one instance. But in prototype we will be having multiple instance. Whenever you are creating and calling a bean, it will return you a different instance, not the same
Okay.
instance.
So can you explain dependency injection and inversion of control? Like, are they both same or similar, or what are
Yeah, I
they?
mean, inversion of control is actually a concept,
Okay.
and dependency injection is the implementation of that concept. So inversion of control
Okay.
is like inverting the control of the creation of a bean and providing and injecting a bean from a class or developer to some other like Spring. So Spring is
Okay.
responsible for the creation of bean or and providing
Okay.
it to the developer whenever it is required. Now developer has need not to worry about write the code for the creation of bean as well. So Spring will take care of
Okay.
this. and and yeah, dependency injection is itself is a by using IOC containers, it is possible that Spring will first, like in Spring Boot we use at the rate component annotation, right? At the
Yes.
rate bean annotation. So it's a responsibility of a Spring to first load that beans whatever is available in like at the rate component. It will first load those beans to the container, and if you are calling like at the rate auto wire, so it will understand, okay, this is the bean and this dependency it should have whenever it is required. So it will be ready to provide that bean, or it will ready to inject that bean into the class.
Okay. Fine.
Yeah.
So consider I want to do some CRUD operation for employee table. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So like CRUD operation like creating
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
employee,
Yes.
update, delete, and edit.
Mm-hmm.
So if I want to design a controller class,
Mm-hmm.
so what are annotations we can use in the controller class?
So for the CRUD operation, first I will write down for the CRUD operation, simple post mapping uh,
Mm.
to create the entity, and put mapping to update the entity, delete mapping to
Okay.
delete the entity, and
Mm-hmm.
what else? Read for
Get
read,
employee
we
detail.
can use get mapping. Okay. And get
Okay.
mapping in brackets we can define the endpoints, and then from the controller class we will call the service class methods. So in service class we will write down the annotation at the rate service, and in from the service class we have methods like create whatever. If we have want to create students, create a student, delete a student, get student
Okay.
list, and these type of methods. And those methods we will define in the DAO if we are
Okay.
interacting with the data class. So DAO class will have annotation like at the rate repository. And before doing that, we should have an entity class for the students and whatever object we are defining. So in entity class, we will have all the fields and the primary key. So at the rate ID, we will define the primary key. And while defining a DAO class, so we will implement the JPA repository interface internally, or we can
Okay.
also use CRUD repository. I mean JPA repository also extend this interface only, and in that class we can define the methods. I mean we need
Okay.
not
So
write
coming
to.
back to the controller,
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah,
So
yeah.
we have path variable and request param annotations.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Can you explain both of them?
Sorry.
Path variable,
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah,
request param.
got it. So like path variable we can we have to define like in the rest endpoint in the bracket we have to define that, and it is mandatory. Request param is also do the same thing, but in the request param we will work on the key value concept. So it will find uh, variables whatever client is sending. So based on the key, it will uh, like it will extract the value in the request
Okay.
parameter. I hope I'm able to get you, or I confused you. Okay, okay,
No, no,
yeah,
no.
yeah, yeah.
You're correct. But both data will be in header, body, or URL in both cases. Data from the client side.
In a URL.
Yeah, fine.
Yeah. I
That
mean,
is what I want.
request param we use like question mark to define another
Yes.
parameter. Yeah.
Yeah, fine. Okay. Okay, moving on to Spring Boot.
Mhm.
Okay. So can you explain uses of actuator?
Yes. So for monitoring purpose, like in our project, we are using actuators only. So in Spring Boot, we have to add dependency of actuator, Spring actuators, and then
Okay.
they provide some endpoints to monitor the health of the application. Okay, so we can
Okay.
monitor health, and we can monitor at the runtime. We can monitor how much, sorry, how much memory JVM is consuming, how much memory is available. So these parameters we can also monitor. So basically, for the
Okay.
monitor purpose, we can use Spring actuators.
Okay. Okay. Coming to the Spring Boot application,
Mhm.
Tomcat is a default server, right?
Right.
Okay. So I want to export this Spring Boot application as WAR file. Okay.
Sorry. Yeah.
And I want to deploy it in a dedicated server. So for this, I don't want to
Mhm.
have that Tomcat server internally. So how to do that?
So for that, first you have to remove this Tomcat starter dependency from your pom.xml. For that, you need to define dependency as a provided. Okay.
Okay.
So in that way, you can exclude the Tomcat dependency, and whatever server you want.
Hello.
Am I audible?
Hello.
Am I audible?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now you are
Yeah.
audible. Okay.
Yeah. So I was saying we can, first we have to exclude the Tomcat starter dependency. So we
Okay.
have to provide the excluded tag as provided for the Tomcat starter in the pom.xml, and then we have to like change the packaging. So
Okay.
we have to change that as war.
Okay. Fine. Cool.
Yeah.
So if I want to change the default Tomcat server port in the Spring Boot application, how can I do that?
Yeah, this is easy. We can write down the server dot port, whatever port you
Okay.
want to deploy in the application dot properties or application dot yml.
Okay. So you're familiar with the microservices as well, right?
Right.
So what is Discovery Server?
Discovery server is actually to implement the service discovery. This is one of
Mm-hmm.
the uh, cross-cutting design pattern in microservices architecture. So we actually use Eureka service discovery, Eureka server, which
Okay.
is provided by Netflix. So what it will do, you need not to worry about the URL and port. Your service discovery service will detect what service you are running and which port you are running. So whenever other service require your service detail microservice, it will actually connect to the Eureka server and get all the details. And also, if there is any service is down, or anything is anyone anything any problem is occur, then the load balancing is also automatically done by the service discovery.
Okay. So you told like if I want to consume any other service from your service, microservice.
Mhm.
So how to do that?
We actually use REST template.
Okay.
Using REST template, we can consume. Also, there is one popular declarative OpenFin.
Okay. Fine.
We can also
So in the
use
REST
that.
template, you will give the endpoints or the URL. How you will
Yes,
do that?
yes. So, like I said, if you are using service discovery, you just have to provide the name of the service, not the
Okay.
endpoints. And rest
Okay.
things the discovery server will take place. And you have to declare your service as a discovery client, Eureka server service client as well.
Okay. So have you anytime involved in REST API security? kind of things.
Yes,
Coding
yes.
part.
For the security, we are using Spring Security in our applications. For that, we are
Okay.
using basic Spring authentication. And first, we will authenticate, and then for the authorization, we are using JWT tokens.
Okay. So basic authentication with the JWT tokens.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Okay. So yes, coming back to your resume. Okay, you have good knowledge in JUnit,
Yes,
Maven. Okay.
Sorry.
Jenkins, you have knowledge?
Yes. So actually, in my past project, we used to deploy our, and in my current project also, there are some applications which I am managing. So for that, we do not have any automatic pipelines. So these applications we used to deploy using a build, which is we have to define on a Jenkins.
Okay. So are you involved in script writing or you are doing in the GA?
Script
Are you
writing.
writing any scripts for Jenkins? Batch
Yes.
script or something?
Yes. So, like
Okay.
I said, in Jenkins, we have to create the build. Okay. So,
Yes.
new build, and for build, we need to provide the configuration. In configuration, we actually define the Maven goals which we want to execute as part of build.
Okay.
Yes.
Fine. Any knowledge in messaging libraries like Kafka?
Kafka, we do not use. I've never got to chance to, but in RabbitMQ I've worked, so I have
Okay.
knowledge of RabbitMQ. Like RabbitMQ for the asynchronous communication, like in the form of messages. So one service will act as a publisher. It will publish
Mhm.
your message into the queue, and the microservices which are acting as a subscriber, which has subscribed the queue, it will
Okay.
read the message from the queue. So
Okay.
RabbitMQ is a message broker which works on a like queue and exchange concept. So first message will publish to the exchange, and exchange will redirect the message to the queue, and from the queue, subscriber application will read that message.
Fine. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have a simple program. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Problem.
Mm-hmm.
Can you check the chat window?
Yeah. Let me just check. Okay.
So there is an array, okay,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
which has duplicate and also unique elements.
Okay.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I need you to write a logic to
Mm-hmm.
print the duplicate elements, only the duplicate elements from this array.
Only the duplicate elements. Okay.
Yes, the output
Mm-hmm.
is 145.
Got
You
you.
can share your screen and just write the logic.
Okay, I'm just sharing the screen. So you want me to open the Eclipse or Notepad? What do you want?
Notepad is fine. Anything is
Notepad? Okay, I will try to write down. So basically, we can use hasset concept.
okay.
Okay. So what hasset do? When you add any element to the hasset, if it is already
Okay.
present in a hasset, it will return false. If it is not,
Yes.
then it will add to the hasset, and
Yes.
it will return true. So you
Yes.
can simply add these elements in the hasset, and if and based on the boolean condition, if it is returning false, you can just print down the element. So I write the logic, or if it is this is fine.
Okay. Fine.
And also there are,
Okay.
I mean,
Logic
many.
has some problem.
Sorry.
Give me a second. Yeah. So whatever the logic you told,
Mm-hmm.
so in this case,
Mm-hmm.
4 will be printed 2 times and 5 will be printed 3 times. If I'm not wrong,
4
can
will be
just
printed 2 times, and 12 will be printed. Yes.
so
So simply what we can do, we can just add based on the true or false. Whenever there is a false, we can add those elements in the hasset only, right? Hasset will
okay.
not add duplicate elements, and then we can print that hasset. Also,
Okay.
what we can do, we can use hash map also. So first we will
Okay.
check if it is element is present, then we will I mean the element value we will use as a key, and we
Okay.
will use another counter which will based on based on the counter we can print the elements, counter having more than one value.
Okay. Yeah, that should be fine.
Yeah.
Okay, so fine. I guess you can write a code. So, okay, you can stop sharing the screen.
Okay.
Okay, Dhirendra, you have any questions?
Am I visible?
Yeah,
Because why
no,
sharing my screen?
yeah,
Okay, okay.
now it is
Yes,
just.
yes. So I would like to ask a few questions, like what type of technology you have in your company or project for which I am interviewed. And one more question is, yeah, I have two questions. So currently, in I'm working in TCS, and so TCS provide basically for the learning they provide Udemy and LinkedIn Learning, the free access to these programs. And I
Yes.
personally have leverage. I mean, I'm actually using those to learn new things like AWS EC2
Okay.
instances I've learned, and also I'm trying to implement that in our project also. But
Yes.
I realize that this is also important whenever you are
Yes,
working,
exactly.
learning, because you cannot just play the playlist from YouTube, and if you are not getting chance to work, then you will not. And also,
Yeah.
we actually provide the real-time lab. On the Udemy for the TCS. So for the learning, what in your organization, what is the procedure for the employee learning program? That is just the
Yeah.
question.
Yeah, as you rightly mentioned, in the emphasis we have our own portals actually. So
Okay.
yeah, there is a mandatory training every 3 months once.
Okay.
So based on your choice or based on the project
Okay.
requirement,
Hmm.
like AWS training or any microservice or any other trainings, it's a mandatory to get the certification.
Okay.
But one thing I need to mention is that certificate is from the internal portal, and it is
Okay.
not from any Udemy or a LinkedIn kind of thing.
Got you. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
So,
certification doesn't matter.
yeah.
The what matters is the
If
knowledge or learning.
yeah,
When you know the concept,
in
then
case of knowledge, you can get everything, but
correct.
the weightage of the certificate,
Yeah.
as you mentioned, yeah.
Yeah.
So that may be a little bit different kind of thing.
Yeah. Sure.
And coming to the technologies which we are working, as you have mentioned in your resume, almost all you are matching with our requirement.
Okay.
So along with that, you may get chance to work on AWS as well, other than
Cool.
the
Cool.
things which you have mentioned.
Great. Great. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, thank you, Dhirendra.
Yeah, that's all.
So I think we'll be having another managerial round.
Today
Okay.
only?
Sorry,
I mean, today only?
and not today, not today.
Ah, okay.
Okay,
Okay.
in future. Okay.
Okay.
So yeah, based on that, you may have client round. Depends. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Fine.
Thank you.
Fine. Thank you. Have a nice day.
Have a nice day.